What's going on, guys? Your boy Mail Jones here, and we back with another video. And this time we'll be doing our Week 18 predictions for this week because we're already in the final week of the NFL regular season. And I want to say Happy New Year to y'all. And last week I went 8-8, which I did really. I went 8-8 again, which I didn't have my best week so far. And my overall record is 157 and 98. So yeah. So as you all know, there's no Thursday night games due to college football. So before I give you my predictions for Week 18, don't forget to put a thumbs up inside the video and subscribe to my channel more option. And comment down your opinion below to see who you got winning Week 18. So let's get started here. So we got the Carolina Panthers facing against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa is 2.5-point favorites against the Panthers. Obviously, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now, as you all know about this, whoever wins this game is gonna go to the playoffs. Because right now the NFC East, NFC South is looking very weak right now. Which you all know it has been. Now they are favored by 3, to be honest, so which they are. So yeah, so basically this game right here can go either way. Both teams so far are totally looking to go to the playoffs. Carolina's looking to go to the playoffs for the first time since 2017. And Tampa Bay, is on, a 4-game losing streak. So as I look at this game, Carolina's defense is not playing really good. Like, their defense so far hasn't been playing really good. Now, Carolina as so far, they have been winning back and forth games. Like, they win one and lose one. I mean, they have not lost consecutive games since week 1. But Carolina so far has proven me they can win these games. Especially their defense is really good. Like, they can stop the run, they can stop the pass. And so far, offensively, they can run the football, but they don't have a vertical passing game. And we know Tampa Bay, their defense is really bad, which they do give a lot of explosive plays. But one thing they do good very well is stop the run. And, the Bucs, they really got to run the football in this game. And I feel like, Carolina, they like to play a lot of man coverage. And, I feel like that with the Bucs, with their receivers being healthy, they'll be able to hit explosives off play action. And, with some screens and all that to Mike Evans, Emeka Egbuka, and Chris Godwin, and Cade Otton. And then when I look at so far of their offense, like of their defense, I mean, as long as Todd Bowles, if he can have a good game plan against Bryce Young, I feel like he has a chance. The Bucs have a chance to win this game. But it does all come down because if the Bucs win this game and the Falcons win this game, like if the Bucs, because if the Panthers lose, like if the Panthers lose and the Falcons lose, it may not matter because Carolina's going to be in the playoffs anyway. But as you all know, you can make an argument that Carolina is playing better football than the Buccaneers right now, even though they had a bad game against Seattle. But at the same time, Carolina so far has been proven to me they can win some of these close games. They can prove to me they can win some shootouts. And all of a sudden, when I look at, the Bucs, they have not looked like themselves. Because they're on a 4-game losing streak, and how they've been losing. I mean, this is so crazy. Like, how in the heck do you lose to a third-string quarterback by 3 points? Like, it has something to do with the offense not playing well. Like, their offense has been very consistent, not getting a lot of first downs. And their defense so far, they have not been, like they've been playing, like, their best. Because they haven't been playing at their best so far. So, basically, I feel like this game right here is going to be closer. I feel like it's going to be low scoring. I think Tampa's defense can play a little bit better here, and I think their offense can play a little bit better in this game to put some points on the board. And then we know Carolina can as well, but they wasn't able to do that against Seattle because their offense couldn't get nothing going. But I do like the 3 with Carolina. But I will take the Bucks to get back on track and win this game because I really want Tampa to win the division. I just think Tampa Bay is just a more complete team and have the better quarterback as well, and they're at home. So yeah, so I'll take the Bucks to win, and I'll take the Panthers to cover. But I think it's gonna be a close game. Maybe they win like 24-21, something like that, or like 24, 27, 24, 28, 24. Maybe the Bucks can put up 30 points. Like maybe they win like a 30 to like 24, something like that. Maybe more of like a higher scoring game. But I'm gonna go with Carolina cover to keep it close because we don't care. And I'll take Tampa to win the game. But yeah, I do understand that Carolina has a better run game. But at the same time, Tampa is a more complete team, and that's why I'm taking them to win this game. All right, then we got the Saturday night game. We got the Seattle Seahawks against the San Francisco 49ers. Seattle is 1.5-point favorites against the Niners. Um, so far, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now, we know most people could be picking the Seahawks to win because we know Seattle could be the better team overall. But at the same time, but like they're playing a lot better football than they are. And we already know that, when I look at both of their offenses, both of their offenses are like top 10, especially in passing yards. But you can argue saying that Seattle has a better run. I mean, both of their running games aren't great. But the difference is that both defenses right now, like it could be the same. I mean, Seattle does have a better defense than San Francisco because they have a top 10 defense. And Seattle has a top rushing defense, so is the Niners. But the Niners' pass defense has not been great. But at the same time, when I look at the Niners' offense, they are ranked first in points. They're ranked, like the offense so far is playing really good. I thought they ran the ball really well in Chicago. And I thought their passing game was really good. They were hitting explosive off play action to like Pearsall, Jennings, like Tunges, like without Kittle, I thought the Niners offense without Kittle and without Trent Williams, I thought their offensive line did a really good job with pass protection and pass blocking. And I thought that without Kittle, I thought the offense played really good out there. But I do think it will be a high scoring game. Like I think this is gonna be the game of the week because whoever wins this game will be the 1 seed. And I I pretty much understand that it is hard to beat a good team twice, especially around this year. We already know that Seattle, they already clinched the playoff spot, and so is the Niners. So far, this game right here will be a lot closer than people expected. This could totally be a lower scoring game than people think because both of their defenses are like the Niners defense is not playing at its best because we've seen them give up 30 plus to the Bears and they let the Bears hang around this game. But I think Seattle can hang in this game though as well. So basically though, I think this game right here will be close. I hope Kittle will be able to come back. Now he is dealing with the ankle injury, but he is questionable. But I think he will play this game. Pearsall has been banged up due to injury, but I hope he does play. So yeah. Scout had a concussion. He's questionable to play. Keon White, he's questionable to play. He hasn't practiced all week. He may not play this week, which that could be huge. So far, Trent Williams is questionable to play. He hasn't practiced because he hasn't practiced all this week, which I hope he does play. He might not be able to play. He might be able to return for the playoffs. We'll probably see. But the Niners, like, despite all the injuries, I mean, they've been finding ways to win games. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the Niners to win this game because they're at home in this game. I just think they're a better version of Seattle. And I think their offense, I think they're going to be able to score and all that. I think they'll be able to stop the run Seattle as well. I think they can control the game and keep Darnold off the field and all that. So yeah. But the only way Seattle wins this game is that if their defense can shut down the entire offense of San Francisco. And we already know that both teams are going to be playing their stars as well. So, yeah, so I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to take the Niners to win a high-scoring game, maybe in a throw like 33 to 30, 37, 33, 40 to 37, like 35 to like something like that. Like it'll probably be like a higher scoring game. So I'll take the Niners to win straight up. So yeah. Next game, we have the Cleveland Browns against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 7.5-point favorites against the Browns. Obviously, this is another rematch from Week 1, but I'm taking the Bengals to win this game, and I am taking them to cover because the Bengals so far are the more complete team and the better quarterback as well. But in the Browns so far, they're not good on the road as they are at home. But I feel like the Browns can do enough to cover this game if their defense can hang around. And I feel like Myles Garrett could totally have, can break, the NFL's record with sacks. Because we know Joe Burrow likes to hold on to the ball so long because the Bengals offensive line, they like to give a lot of pressure. But it may not be the case because we know Cincinnati, we know they can't run the ball. And Cleveland's good against the run. And they're good against the pass as well, but they play a lot of man coverage. And we know Jamar Chase and T. Higgins is probably going to dice them up because we know the Browns' defense is not good on the road as they are at home, like I said. And on top of that, the Bengals' defense so far has been playing really good for the most part. Like, they're stopping the run. They're stopping the pass. I mean, they're not giving up so many big plays. Like, they're not giving up so many points. Like so far, the Bengals defense has totally been living up to the task lately. And I think they can do it again. I mean, Cleveland, so far does not have a good offense. They don't have a good run game. They don't have a great passing game. But I feel like, the Bengals defense will probably play a lot of man coverage because we know the Browns receiving corps is not really good. And we know they can stop the Browns running game because we know the Browns cannot run the football. So I think the Bengals offense and Joe Burrow is going to have a field day as well, which is why I'm going to take the Bengals to win and cover that 7.5-point spread. But I just don't really think the Browns are going to be able to keep up as well. So, especially how bad their offense has been, because I thought their defense played really well against the Steelers. Like, they were able to get the Steelers' offense a lot of trouble. But I feel like Cleveland can totally win this game, too, if their defense can totally get the Bengals' offense in some trouble. So, yeah. So, basically, I expect it to be close. But I'm probably going to say the Bengals win like a 27-20, something like that. Maybe more like a 7-point game. So I'll take the Bengals to win, and I'll take the Bengals to cover. All right, next game. We have New Orleans Saints against the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are 3-point favorites against the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, this game right here, like it was at 3, but now it's at 3.5. Obviously, this. Actually, this game's at 3.5, so obviously, so far, the game can go either way. Now, I know a lot of people are probably picking the Falcons to win because we already know the Falcons could be the better team than New Orleans. And so far, they've been really good at home. And so far, I like how the way that their defense is playing. Their defense is playing good. I mean, they're stopping the run better. I mean, they're stopping the pass better. I thought their defense played really well against the Rams. Like, they gave the Rams offense issues, forced some mistakes and turnovers. And I thought Jeff Ulbrich did a really good job with his defense so far. And especially Zach Robinson, who's the offensive coordinator of the Falcons. He's doing a really good job with the offense, with the play action and running the football. And Bijan Robinson's been unreal, and he's had a really good game against the Saints. But against the Rams, I feel like he can have another good game as well, too, because this guy's a beast. And I feel like, with Drake London and coming back from injury has helped that offense. I mean, Kyle Pitts has been really good for them. Darnell Mooney, he's been great for them. O-line's playing really good. Like, yeah, and like I said, defense playing really good. And don't forget, Atlanta does have a really good pass defense. So maybe they can give the Saints offense some trouble. But I really understand I like how the way the Saints offense is playing. We know they can't run the football, but they're starting to throw the football better. But their defense is really good, but it's not great. Like they can barely stop the run, but they're good. But they're good against the pass, where they do have a top 5 passing defense, which that can totally give the Falcons offense some fix. Because I like how the way the Saints defense has been playing because it's been playing really good so far. If they can have another good performance against the Falcons and give the Falcons offense some trouble, I think maybe there's a chance New Orleans win this game. But I feel like if the only way Atlanta can win this game is that their defense can dominate the line of scrimmage and all that and confuse Tyler Shuck. So yeah, so I feel like whoever wins this game, because I feel like if Atlanta wins, they totally have the Panthers win this division. But I heard the news that Tampa Bay, can clinch the division with the win and a Falcons loss. So I don't know about this. This can totally be my trap game of the week, but I'm really not gonna bet this. But at the same time, I feel like it will be a fun game to watch and it will be closer than we expect, than people think it will be. But I'm gonna go ahead and just take the Saints to win this game because I just like how the way the Saints are playing offensively and defensively as well. And I think they can do enough to at least like stop the Falcons' running game, contain Bijan, and I think they can do enough to stop their passing game and play a lot of man coverage against these receivers, even though they're good. And we know I feel like Tyler Shuck and the Saints offense is gonna start humming in this game as well. So I will take the Saints to win straight up. I'm probably gonna say like 23-20 or like 27-23, something like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Saints to win straight up. All right, next game we have the Green Bay Packers against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota is favored by 8 points. This game right here can definitely go either way. Now I kind of call it my trap game for some reason because I just heard the news that that Green Bay is probably gonna be resting some of their starters because we already know they already clinched the 7th seed. And Green Bay so far, while the Vikings, have totally been playing their best ball lately. Like they totally been like playing their best ball lately. I like how the way the Vikings defense has been playing. I mean, the Vikings defense has been playing lights out for weeks. I mean, like I've been saying, like they stop the run better. At times they stop the pass. Like as I look at that Lions game when they play against the Lions, I let their defense, play really good. Getting pressure on Jared Goff, forcing some mistakes, causing some turnovers and all that. Like I like how the way the Vikings defense play, and Brian Flores, he's one of the best defensive coordinators in football. He really did a good job, blitzing and sending so many blitz as well. I fly with the Packers, with their backups playing. I think Brian Flores can probably do a really good job again, like confusing their backups. Like he does a really good job doing it. And I feel like, he's going to send a lot of heat, like he did last week against the Lions. He sent a lot of he like he's going to do the same thing like he did last week and the week before and against the Commanders, just with the Packers, with their backups not playing, play a lot of man coverage, stop the run and all that because Packers run game has not been great. And so far, the Packers defense has not been playing really good, especially without Parsons. We know their defense has not been playing good, and I think we've seen the Packers defense got ran over by Derrick Henry, where he went off for at least for over 200 yards, and they ran for 300 yards in that game, where the Packers run defense got ran on. I think the Vikings, with their O line being healthy and with their starters playing, I think their Vikings offense should be able to get something going here. I mean, they should be able to get their running game going. And I feel like Holt McCarthy comes back. I feel like it could totally help. And I think, they can probably hit some explosive off play action to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson. So, yeah, but this game might be fun to watch if the Packers, if their backups were playing. But now I found out that their backups, that they're going to be resting their starters. I am going to be taking the Vikings to win this game because they're at home, and I think they're going to finish the season out strong with a good note. And with them being eliminated, they've been playing really well recently. So, yeah, and playing in Minnesota is a tough environment as well. So, yeah, and Green Bay, they may not need to win this game, because they already clinched a playoff berth and they resting their starters. So, if the Packers were playing their stars, I would totally take them to beat them again. But I feel like with the Packers, like resting their stars, I feel like that the Vikings should easily win because most of their stars are playing. So I'll take the Vikings to win, and I will take the Vikings to cover as well. So I'm probably going to say Minnesota probably wins by 2 scores or more, something like that. So, yeah. So I got the Vikings both ways straight up. Next game, we have the Dallas Cowboys against the New York Giants. The Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites against the Giants. Obviously, by the way, so far as the Giants did come off a big win against, he did came off a big win against the Raiders. Now, the Cowboys so far, I like how the way the Cowboys are playing as an offense. Like, they're moving the ball really well. They're running the ball. They're getting explosive in the passing game, and Dak's playing really good football right now. And so far, the Giants so far coming off a win against the Raiders. I thought the defense played really well. They played better, and the offense was able to produce. Now, I think this game right here could totally be a little bit closer than we expected to because we know Jackson Dart is playing against a defense that's not really good. And I think, the Giants offense can find a way to thrive in this game. Like, their run game's not been good, and I feel like Jackson Dart is really good at using his legs, And, I just really think, that when I look at the Cowboys, the Giants don't have a great offensive line, but the Cowboys defensive line is pretty solid and all that, but they're good against the run, but they're not great against the pass. Jackson Dart might have 200 yards in this game. And so far the Giants defense has not been really good lately, but they're like mid against the pass, and against the run they've been not really good. But now I did hear news that Javonte Williams on the injury report. He didn't practice today, so that's huge. So that's something you gotta watch out for. But if he does play, I think the Cowboys might be able to get their run game going because I thought they was able to run the ball. I thought their run game was really good last week against Commanders, which I was impressed because even without Javonte Williams, I thought the run game was really good in this game. Like, they ran for over 200 yards in that game. I feel like they can do it again here. And I feel like with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb will be a tough matchup for the Giants because the Giants like to play a lot of man coverage. And they play a lot of soft man coverage and soft zone coverage. And even when the Giants do have a great pass rush, they always play a lot of man coverage, And the Giants don't have a lot of guys on defense that can cover CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. Those guys are probably going to go off in this game. And Dak's probably going to have like 300 yards once again. So I expect this game to be a little bit closer than we expected. But I will take the Cowboys to win this game because I think the Cowboys are they're a much more better team, have the better quarterback and all that. And, I feel like they're going to finish the season out strong with a high note, knowing that they didn't make the playoffs and knowing that the future is going to be bright for them coming into next year. So basically, I'll take the Cowboys to win, but I will take them to cover as well. So I'm probably going to say the Cowboys win 31-27, something like that. More like a 4-point game, or maybe they win 34-31, something like that. More like a higher scoring game like last time. Because I kind of remember that game from week 2 where, it was a high scoring game and the Giants, Malik Neighbors went off in this game. And now they're not playing now. Malik Neighbors not playing this game. Now Dallas defense not to worry about him. But I think they can play a lot of man coverage against an underwhelming receiving core of the Giants. So yeah, so I think Dallas, I feel like they should easily win this game because they pretty much own the Giants. And they should easily cover this game as well. All right, next game, we have the Tennessee Titans against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville is 13-point favorites against the Titans. Now, this is kind of a big spread here. Now, as you all know, if Jacksonville wins this game, they have a chance to at least clinch the AFC South. But depending on what the Texans do, because I feel like if Jacksonville wins and the Texans lose, then Jacksonville will probably win division and probably get the 3 seed and probably play so as I look at the standings, they'll probably hold on to a 3 seed and they'll probably play against, the Chargers or something. Or maybe the Texans, who knows? So basically, Jacksonville, they're at home in this game and are totally on a hot streak right now. They're on a 7-game win streak. And all of a sudden, Jacksonville, they're looking to hold on in first place in their division since 2017. And so far, I like how the way Jacksonville's offense is playing. They're playing really good offensively, and their defense is playing really good. And so far, I feel like this game right here might be closer than we expected. And so far, the Titans' offense right now is playing really good football right now. They're finding ways to score points. They're starting to run the football. They're throwing the football. But their defense is not really good. And we know they're not good against the pass. They're not good against the run. But when I look at Jacksonville, I think their defense can do enough to at least get after Cam Ward and make life difficult on the Titans' offense. Because we've seen that matchup last time when these two teams played. Jacksonville went to Tennessee and blew them out because the Titans' offense couldn't do much. But I think in this matchup, I think the Titans can keep up. I think they can hang around this game like they did last time. I think they can do it this time. And so far, Titans' defense is not really good. And I think Jacksonville's offense will be able to capitalize on that because, they can hit explosives down the middle of the field and all that with play action and all that. So, and with the quick throws and all that, I think, Jacoby Myers and, Brian Thomas will probably have a good game. Travis Etienne will probably have a good game as well. So, by the way, I'm taking Jacksonville to win because they're at home and they have more to play for. And they're going to be playing their starters in this game. So, yeah. So, I'm taking the Jags to win. But I don't know about that 13-point spread if I take them to cover as well. I don't know if I really trust Jacksonville to cover a big spread like this. Because I don't know. But I'm probably just not going to do it and probably just going to take Tennessee with the points because 13 is too much. Because I think Titans' offense is going to score. And I think their offense is going to provide and bring some life and all that. So, yeah. So, I'll take the Titans with the points. But I'll take the Jags to win. All right, next game. We have the Indianapolis Colts against the Houston Texans. The Texans are 10.5-point favorites against the Colts. Obviously, this game right here can definitely, let's see. So, basically, the Colts did bench Phillip Rivers, and they're bringing Riley Leonard. And obviously, I'm going to take the Texans to win. But I don't know about taking the 10.5 points with the Texans because I just don't really know if I'll really trust them covering the points because the Texans offense be challenging at times, but their offense is playing a little bit better than people give them credit for. And so far, I feel like I can really trust them to cover a big spread, with their defense dominating the game. And so far, the Texans defense has been playing really well, though. They can stop the run. They can stop the pass. They have the best defense in football. And so far, the Colts offense has not been living up to the task lately. Their offense is not really playing good as well. And their old line's beat up with some injuries. And so far, the defense is mediocre, pretty bad. It's not been playing really well. I mean, they're just mid. which I think the Texans offense can do enough to take advantage of that. So, by the way, I am taking the Texans to win because they have more to play for. Because, they already clinched a playoff spot, and the Colts aren't going nowhere since they got eliminated from the playoffs after a Texans win last week. So, I'm probably going to take the Texans to win this game because they're the more complete team, have the better quarterback. They're at home. And, if Texans win this game and Jacksonville loses, the Texans will probably clinch the 3 seed and probably play like the Chargers again in the rematch. So I'll take the Texans to win straight up, but I'll take them to cover the 10.5 point spread just because I don't have faith in the Colts offense to get it done. And we know their defense not playing very good because they don't have a great pass rush and all that. So I'm taking the Texans both ways. All right, next game we have the New York Jets against Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 7.5. They're 7-point favorites against there were 7-point favorites, but now they're 6.5-point favorites against the Jets. Obviously, I am taking the Bills to win this game for sure, but I'm gonna take them to cover because the Bills so far are the better team, and the Bills likely gonna be playing their starters for at least most of the game. Probably not most of the game, maybe half of the game. Maybe play in one series, maybe play in 1 to 2 series or more, and probably play their backups for the rest of the game. And we know the Jets are starting a third string quarterback as well. With the Jets are more likely playing their starters, but the Jets are losing one starter, which it hurts. And the Jets offense has not been living up to the task as well. So the Bills so far, I think their defense should be able to capitalize on that, and I think the offense should be able to capitalize as well because we know the Bills offense did struggle to get something going against the Eagles, and they nearly made a comeback though. But I think the Bills offense can play a little bit better though because they're playing against a Jets defense that's not really good. And so far, they are dealing with some injuries as well, so that's something you gotta look out for. So maybe they'll play some of their stars, and most of their stars are ruled out as well. So, far as I know, the Bills, they'll probably start fast, and then maybe they'll probably put their backups in. And the Jets so far, they're probably going to be playing few of their stars, but they don't have a lot of stars on defense that can really scare you and all that. So the Bills could easily blow them out like last time. And especially they're at home in this game. So basically, I am taking the Bills to win this game for sure, and I'm taking them to cover as well. The next game we have the Los Angeles Chargers against the Denver Broncos. Let's see. Next game we have the Detroit Lions against Chicago Bears. The Bears are 3-point favorites against the Lions. Obviously, this game right here can totally go either way. We know most people are picking the Bears to win because the Bears are playing a little bit more better football than the Lions, and we know the Lions have been very consistent lately. The Lions so far, they have lost 3 straight games and they have not looked like themselves because they're coming off a bad loss against Minnesota where so far they had 6 turnovers in that game because their offense wasn't able to capitalize on it and they wasn't able to produce. But I feel like the Lions offense against the Bears defense. Now the Bears defense so far might get a little bit tested, but we know the Bears defense has not been playing really good recently. We know it's not really good, but the Lions so far, I think their offense can play a lot better, limiting turnovers, create some play action, they can just run the football a little bit because we know their run game has not been very good for weeks. And so far, the Bears defense has been playing a little bit better because they lead the league in turnovers, but all of a sudden, their defense is soft at time where they give up so many points. Because we seen the Bears defense got ran on by the Niners where Christian McCaffrey had a breakout game and they ran for 200 yards. And the Niners had 300 in total yards passing. And we seen the Bears defense gave up almost 500 total yards to the Niners. To the Niners offense, they were getting explosive in both ways, running and passing game. But the Lions, if they can get something going offensively and defensively, I think there's a way they can find. I think the Lions can find a way to at least like if they can limit the turnovers and like if their defense can find a way to at least like play okay and confuse the Bears offense, I feel like they have a chance to at least like win the game to finish the season out strong. Because we seen the Lions defense did play really good against Minnesota, but it all came down to their offense not able to capitalize. But at the same time, I think this game right here will be close and I think it will be high scoring. I think the Lions offense can play a lot better here. And I feel like this is the Ben Johnson revenge game. I feel like Ben Johnson really wants to beat the Lions because he didn't do it the first time. But I feel like this is the time he'll do it. So I'm going to take the Bears to win this game because they're playing a little bit better football right now on offense. And I think it will be too much for the Lions defense to handle, especially with the injuries they have. And if Amon-Ra's out, I feel like the Lions offense is probably going to they're probably going to get shaky again like they were. Like last week, even when their offense, when they had their top receivers, it didn't matter. They were looking shaky. So on offense, like they can't do much. But I think it will be closer. But I will take the Bears to win. And I will take the Bears. I'm going to go ahead and just take Detroit with the points. Because I think Detroit so far can do enough to keep up with the Bears offense. Because we know the Bears defense is not really good. And the Lions offense might be able to at least score in this game. So I think the Bears can win like 37-34, like 34-31, something like that. So yeah, I'll take the Bears to win, but I'll take the Lions to cover this game. But I wouldn't be shocked if Detroit won because I feel like the Bears kind of really want to get that 2 seed, but I feel like the Bears will get the 2 seed with the win, depending on what Philly does. Because if the Bears lose this game, I feel like they'll probably fall to the 3 seed. So yeah. All right, next game, we have the Los Angeles Chargers against the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are 12.5-point favorites against the Chargers. Obviously, this game right here can go. As we all know, the Chargers are resting a bunch of their starters. So, which that's the news. So far, the Broncos are playing most of their starters, I believe, which I thought they could have rested their starters, but I feel like that's not the case. But now it is the case that the Chargers are going to be resting a bunch of their starters because they already clinched a playoff spot. But I'm going to take the Broncos to win the game because they're at home. And I feel like they're trying to get that number 1 seed because I feel like if the Broncos win, they probably get the number 1 seed. Because if they lose, they'll probably fall to the 2 seed depending on what the Patriots do. Because I feel like if the Broncos win and the Patriots lose and the Broncos get the 1 seed and the Patriots get the 2 seed. But if the Broncos lose and the Patriots win, then the Patriots probably get the 1 seed and the Broncos get the 2 seed. So, yeah. So, basically, I think the Broncos so far do have the defense to confuse the Chargers offense. Because Vance Joseph does a really good job at, like, sending blitzes to young quarterbacks and backups and all that. And I don't think the Chargers offense is going to be able to do much in this game. And especially with the beat up offensive line against that nasty pass rush of Denver, it's going to be a problem. And it's going to be a long day, which I kind of really feel like, with the Broncos D-line matching up well with the Chargers injured offensive line is going to be a problem. And I feel like with some backup, Chargers offensive lineman against that Broncos D-line is a problem. I feel like the Chargers offense will get tested here. But I just don't really know if I'm really going to trust them to at least like cover a big spread like this because the Broncos offense is challenging at times because we know they can't run the football. Like they don't have a strong running game. They don't have a strong passing game. Like so far their offense does play a really good job hitting explosives down the middle of the field. And we've already seen them almost lose to the Chiefs as well. But they found a way to win that game. But so far, I think the Broncos should easily win this game. But you know what? I'm probably gonna go ahead and just take them to cover because I don't think the Chargers offense is gonna be able to do much to at least like score some points, especially with their backups playing. Because even last year when the Broncos played against the Chiefs, in that last matchup, Denver blew them out like 38-0. The same thing might happen again. And the Chargers might not put up no points. If Herbert and their stars were playing, okay, they'll put up some points. But I'm taking Denver to win straight up, and I'm going to take them to cover that big spread because, the Chargers aren't playing their starters and the Broncos are. So, yeah, give me the Broncos both ways. All right, next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites against the Raiders. Obviously, there were 5, but let's see. They're actually 6-point favorites against the Raiders. So, yeah, they're 6-point favorites against the Raiders. So, yeah, so obviously, this game right here can definitely go either way. But at the same time, most people could be picking the Raiders to win because the Chiefs are playing a third-string quarterback and all that. But at the same time, the Raiders' offense is not no good. Like, I'm not what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing for the Raiders. Like they're on a 10-game losing streak. Like, this is like their long losing streak I ever seen. And so far, they don't got Brock Bowers, and Geno Smith may not play. All they have is Ashton Genty, and that's it. Like, the Raiders so far, their offense is not clicking on all cylinders. Like, they cannot run the football. They cannot throw. So far, their defense right now, it's just average. Like, it's just average. It's okay, but just mid. The Chiefs so far, their offense is totally declined. Like, especially with Mahomes. Without Mahomes, their offense has not been the same. And so far with the injuries they have on offense, they have not been the same as well. Like, they already shut down Rashee Rice for the season. All they got is Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and all that. And so far, their top corner, McDuffie, is out for the year. So, yeah, this team is dealing with injuries. But I still think the Chiefs can do enough to win this game because they pretty much have because the Chiefs so far, they have a really good defense, like a really good run and pass defense that can really get the Raiders offense in trouble. Because even like the last matchup when these two teams play, the Chiefs did blew them out 31-0. But I don't think the Chiefs offense will score some points here. But we've seen the Raiders gave up 30 plus to the Giants. But I think the Raiders defense can play a lot better here, especially with the Chiefs playing against a third string. I think it will be a low-scoring game, but I think the Raiders are going to lose on purpose. So I'm going to take the Chiefs to sweep the season series like they always do and win this game because I think the Chiefs are just a more complete team and have the better coaching staff as well. So, yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs to win. I'll take the Chiefs to cover, I guess. So, yeah. Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals against the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 7.5-point favorites against the Cardinals. Obviously, so far the Rams are coming off a tough loss against the Falcons, and the Cardinals so far are on an 8-game losing streak. So, yeah, as you all know, I did hear news that the Rams are playing their starters, but Devontae Adams is questionable to play. But now I just found that he was limited at practice. But now they're saying that he might not play, but he was limited. Maybe it was a joke. Kyren Williams is questionable with an ankle injury. So the Rams are beat up with some injuries as well offensively. But I feel like if the Rams are too injured, I feel like that I might take the Cardinals to pull off the upset. I know that's crazy. I might do it. But Marvin Harrison is out with a foot injury, so all they have is Trey McBride, and that's it. They don't have a run game. And the Rams defense is really good against the run. And they're good against the pass as well. But the Rams offense so far is playing really good right now, all cylinders, but it didn't really matter because they did have some turnovers in that game where they should have won that game where their defense really blew the game, and their offense couldn't execute late in the fourth quarter. But I think the Rams offense plays a little bit better here to limit the turnovers and all that. And I think their defense can play a lot better in this game since the Cardinals don't have Marvin Harrison playing. So I'm taking the Rams to win, and I'm going to take them to cover that 7.5-point spread because the Rams are the better team overall. They're at home and have the better quarterback and coaching staff. And I think the Rams, even without Devontae Adams, I feel like the Rams offense can put some points on the board. Like they did that last time. They did that multiple times. And even without Puka, they did that. But I think they can do it, though. Especially with their receivers. If they're healthy, I think they can do it. So I'm going to take the Rams to win this game. I'll take them to cover as well. So, yeah. I think it's going to be like a semi-blowout, something like that. Because we already know the Rams are eliminated from the 1 seed as well, so they will be getting the 5 seed and probably going to be playing either the Panthers or Bucks. So, yeah, I got the Rams winning. Let's see. Because if the Rams, because wait a second, let's see the playoff picture. Okay, so the Rams got the 6th seed right now, so they'll probably be either playing the Eagles or the Bears. So yeah. All right, next game we have the Miami Dolphins against the New England Patriots. The Patriots are 10.5-point favorites against the Dolphins. The Patriots, far as I know, if the Patriots win this game and the Broncos lose, then the Patriots will probably be the number 1 seed for the first time since the last cup for the last 6 years, since 2019, 2018. I don't remember. But if the Patriots lose and the Broncos win, the Broncos will probably be getting number 1 seed for the first time since 2015. So far as I know, this game right here, is going to come down to the wire. So far, I'm just going to pick the Patriots to win this game because they're at home and they do have the better quarterback. And they're a little bit getting more healthier. I look at the injury report. Hunter Henry was limited at practice. He's questionable to play. Kayshon Boutte is questionable with an injury. Dolphins are beat up with injury as well. Devon Achane has not practiced all week, and so is Waddle. So far, Dolphins are dealing with a lot of injuries, but if their offense is out, I don't really see how they're going to be able to do much offensively and score some points. But they did do a really good job offensively moving the ball against Tampa Bay, and the defense really played outstanding in that game, which you give them credit for. But I just don't really see how the Dolphins go on the road and beat New England, which I would not be surprised. I feel like the Patriots' defense will dominate, and I think their offense will dominate as well because I believe they are going to be playing their starters in this game as well. So, yeah. So, by the way, the Patriots have more to play for, and the Dolphins don't. And I feel like the Patriots should easily win this game, and they should easily cover because we already know they clinched their division as well for the first time since 2019. So, yeah. So, I got the Patriots winning. I got the Patriots covering. Next game, we have the Washington Commanders against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are 4-point favorites against the Commanders. Obviously, this game right here can go either way. Now, I did hear news that the Eagles are probably going to be resting some of their starters because they already clinched a playoff spot. But I feel like if the Eagles, if they win this game, they'll probably get the 2 seed. If the Eagles win or the Bears lose, the Eagles be the 2 seed and the Bears be the 3 seed. But if the Bears win this game and the Eagles lose this game, then the Eagles will probably be like the 3 seed and the Bears will be the 2 seed because I don't know if the Eagles really want to play the Packers again or they either want to play the Rams again. So who knows? And so far, the Eagles, they've been playing really well, especially offensively and defensively. But so far, their offense kind of a little bit declined in the third quarter, but their defense was able to step up, but it is playing good. And so far, the Commanders, they're probably going to be fired up for this game because, they have, lost to the Cowboys again. Because I thought their defense kind of did a little bit of a good job getting pressure on the quarterback and all that. And I think the offense did a little bit of a good job, but it didn't really do much. But I think the offense can play a little bit better here, especially when the Eagles are playing their backups. So, yeah, which I can pretty much see it. But at the same time, you know, I could be wrong if the Eagles are not going to play their stars, but now I found that they are not going to play their stars. So I could be picking Washington, but I could be wrong. I don't know why Philly's favorite. Maybe they're favored because they thought the Eagles stars were playing, but they are probably going to be playing a third string quarterback as well. So who knows? But I'm just probably going to go ahead and just take the Eagles for fun, so they can get that 2 seed. So, yeah, I'll take them to win. I'll take Washington with the points as well because I think Washington's defense can play a little bit better here. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll take Philly to win. I'll take Washington to cover because I think Philly's overall, I think it will be a lower scoring game than people think it will be. So, yeah. So, I got the Commanders to cover straight up, but I got the Eagles to win. But I would not be shocked if Washington win the Philly and win this game. So, yeah. So, I'm just going to go ahead and just take Philly for fun. Just to guess that their stars are playing, but they're not. Then finally, we got the last game. We got the Baltimore Ravens against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore Ravens is 3.5-point favorites against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So far, whoever wins this game is going to advance to the playoffs. And so far, I just I like how the way Baltimore, I thought their run game was really good against the Packers. Like they ran all over the Packers defense. Like I thought the run game was good. And I thought the defense played outstanding, stopping the run, given their issues. But their pass defense has totally been mediocre, like atrocious. But on the other side, the Steelers are coming off a loss against Cleveland. Now we understand Pittsburgh. People could be picking the Steelers to win because they want the Steelers to advance to the playoffs. But at the same time, the Steelers, they don't have DK Metcalf and they don't have a great receiving core as well. Like, their receiving core right now is very iffy because they don't got DK Metcalf playing because all they have is Calvin Austin, Valdez-Scantling, the 2 tight ends, Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth, and they got the number 3 receiver as well. They got Adam Thielen. Like, it's not good enough, though, which I don't think the Steelers' offense, I don't think they're going to be able to move the ball successfully. They're going to have to run the ball in this game. But at the same time, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to find his one-on-ones, which is going to, which that's going to get issues as well. And I think the Ravens, they've been good against the run, but I think they can play a lot of man coverage against this underwhelming receiving core without DK. And I think, the Ravens, they pretty much have, the offense, to get past the Steelers defense. Because I thought with Tyler Huntley, they was able to run the football with him. And I think they can do in this game. And the Steelers defense, their run defense has been really good, but they've been bad against the pass lately. I think Lamar Jackson can do enough. I think the Ravens offense can do enough to get past the Steelers defense. And I feel like Lamar Jackson can use his legs, especially when he's healthy. And I think they can hit a lot of play actions with their 2 tight ends, especially with Zay Flowers and all that, DeAndre Hopkins. I think they can do that. So, yeah, it's really hard to beat a team twice, especially in 1 year, which the Steelers typically don't sweep the Ravens, though. But even though a couple years ago they did, and we already know the Steelers pretty much had their number, and we know that the Steelers are really good at home as a dog when they play against this team, and we know they beat them the first time. But this is also a division rival, especially they're playing against the Ravens as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the Ravens to win this game and take them to cover. I just think the Ravens are just a more complete team, and I just really think they're going to have more to play for, and they're going to be fired up for this game. But, yeah, I know playing Pittsburgh's tough, the place to play and all that, but at the same time, the Ravens are just a more complete team and have the better running game, and they have the better defense, in my opinion. I just really think the Ravens offense is going to do enough to at least overpower them and get past them. And I just don't really think the Steelers offense is going to be able to keep up like they did last week. Because even last week when they played against the Browns, they did not look pretty good in that game. Like where they couldn't run the football, they couldn't throw the football. Like they weren't able to hit explosives down the middle of the field. And the Ravens offense do a really good job of doing that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the Ravens to win this game, and I'll take them to cover as well. So, maybe like 24-20 or maybe 31 to like 10. Like, I don't know why the spread is 3. I feel like it should be more than that, but maybe the Ravens win like 2017, something like that. Maybe more like a defensive game. So, I'll take the Ravens to win this game. And I'll take them to cover because I feel like they really need to win this game. They really want to go to the playoffs because if they don't win this game, they're done. Because I just don't really think the Steelers are good enough as well. Because I don't think they're healthy enough, especially without T.J. Watt. I mean, he's out for this game, so which I think that's gonna hurt the Steelers a lot. And I understand them playing really good on defense without him, but I just really feel like without him, I don't think their defense is gonna be able to at least be able to carry them enough for a win. So that's why I'm taking the Ravens to win that game. Well, those are all my Week 18 predictions for this week. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Just let me know in the comments section below what you guys have winning Week 18. Well, this is again Emmanuel Jones, a big fan. Thank you guys for watching. And I want to wish you a happy new year to everyone. I'll see you guys later. Peace.